Hi, Ozark Electric membership. Hey, it's January. Happy New Year. I've got a few things to share with you. We've had a mild December this last month, and so that led to lesser sales in energy, but not dramatically so. But you probably experienced that yourself. Also, we had the board meeting in December. We present the 2022 budget. That was approved by your directors, so we've got our marching orders and our financial plan for executing 2022. So we're on to that. So those are just a couple of quick things, just right up front. And then what I wanted to close with today is, I've been asked before, and even recently, what's one of the most difficult tasks for Ozark Electric to undertake? And I gave that some thought, and I didn't have to think about it very long before I came to my answer. And that is executing our right-of-way commitment to the membership. We have a system that continues to grow. It's nearly 5,000 miles of energized line. And we're blessed here in the Midwest to have, trees. One thing we learned as a huge lesson in 2007 was the occurrence of the 2007 ice storm. And that revealed to many utilities, and especially in the energy sector and deliveries of electricity, the importance of a well-maintained right-of-way and keeping those trees well back of the lines, because that leads to interruptions in your power. Part of what the expectation from our membership is, and it's not wrong, it's rightly so, is you rely on us to deliver you uninterrupted power, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's the expectation you place on us, and so we take that very seriously. I was talking with Jacob in dispatch. I asked him to pull me some numbers this morning. I wanted to know through 2021 how many of our outages did we have that were related to tree growth or tree-related outages? Because when we have those outages, our system is set up for our linemen to input into a field on their iPad that comes back in and is recorded as data that we can track to see how we're doing. The cause of an outage. Was it an auto wreck? Was it straight line winds, tornado? Was it a squirrel or a bird, or was it trees? And so when we pulled that information, and I've got through this last year, we had 274 outages related to trees. Whether they were a handful that were cut by you, the member, and it was at the edge of the right-of-way and you thought it would miss the line, but it went ahead and caught it, or it was winds that blew those trees into the line. We had 270-something outages. And so when we hear from you that, hey, we don't like our power interrupted, one of the things that we can do about that is maintain our right-of-way. And we like to maintain a right-of-way that is 30 feet wide with our line in the center of it. And so I know that, Bruce and Matt are superintendents of right-of-way, and they call on you from time to time as we move our contractors through our system to try and, take care of that vegetation and keep it out of the lines, because that interrupts the quality of your power. And it's not a glamorous job. It's not the most favorable position to have here at Ozark Electric. And so I admire what Bruce and Matt do for us and what they do for the great number of our system, because the needs of the many outweighs the needs of the few. And that's a difficult place for us to be. We don't like, having to put, timber on the ground or clear those things back. After the ice storm, the state legislature enacted some state statutes that empowered and pressed us, because they saw what happened to our state in 2007 when that storm came through here and laid a bunch of stuff down. They enacted a statute that says, hey, listen, you utilities are responsible for making sure that that's maintained and cleared for the public good. And so we do that. I know myself, We moved to a place a little over 10 years ago that had some trees on it on Ozark Electric, and it had been the behavior to side trim those trees, and they made it through 2007 ice storm, but the trunks of them were inside the right of way, and so I had our right of way guys come and take out, the two white pines and a beautiful oak down to the ground because I felt like, if we're asking our members to have that done to their properties, then I need to make sure that that's done on my own property as well. And so my wife wasn't real happy about it, but we got through it, and we continue to try to do that. It always grows. We try to make a rotation in 7 to 8 years. Because that's the growth cycle that we try to execute. And so I would just ask for you to be patient with us. Try to understand that it's not personal. When we show up with our crews or our contractors and we try to keep the right-of-way maintained and back at a distance that would lead to less outages, less interruptions, and better power quality for each of you as our members. It's a priority for us. We spend a lot of money that you all help raise for us through paying your bills to make sure that we can keep our system as dependable, reliable, and safe as we can. And a lot of that is done through our right-of-way program. So bear with us, understand when you can, communicate as best you can, and work with Bruce and Matt to help us do that for the entire system. Other than that, I want to wish you a terrific 2022. I hope that you've kept your New Year's resolutions at least to the viewing of this, and so you can count yourself successful for a little bit. I want to encourage you to go out and go for it, get those resolutions kept, and I just wish you and your family a great 2022. Thanks.